You guys have been listening to Bone Machine by Tom Waits lately? Holy moly. Oh my goodness. Woo. That's good. Yeah, that's a good one. Ugh. Eureka was great. It's movie night. Movie night's always fun. Friday's movie night. So for the Baldessian Arsenal run on Eureka on Fridays, we all get together. There's usually about 50 of us. And we're hanging out in the Discord channel, and then the organizer streams a bad movie while we try to do mildly difficult content at the same time. And it's funny because you'll be trying to focus on what you're doing in the game, and then just like some ridiculous 80s cheese will be happening, just kind of droning in your ears and up on your other monitor. And it's a fun time. It's a good time. Movie night was fun. We watched Ninja 3, The Dominion. It was a movie where stuff happened. I couldn't really tell you why it happened. But stuff happened, dude. There was a haunted arcade cabinet. There was a floating ninja sword. There was a rock that glowed. There was jazzercise and erect nipples. It was insane. It was just like the hokiest, sleaziest, cheesiest 80s action film I've seen. And it was terrible. I wouldn't recommend you watch it, but it was absolutely fun way to spend an evening trying to focus on a video game with, 40-something other people. It was great. So, looking forward to the next movie night. It's Hot Ninja Summer, according to the organizer. We're only going to be watching crappy ninja-themed movies from the 80s. And I haven't seen any crappy ninja movies from the 80s, so they're all going to be new to me every Friday, and that'll be fun. That'll be a grand old time. We just got right back into it. I think we have barrels to deliver. I haven't really taken stock of the situation. I remember when we did our little log off that there was oh, hey, look, it hit noon because there we just got the money for the french fries. I know that we friggin' have to water the plants, so we'll do that right after this. Boom. 75 on that barrel. The handle is now on. No, there isn't another barrel to deliver, but I do know for sure that there's a barrel or two or three or four, a bajillion maybe, to pick up. And that's good. That's fine. We like that. Vroom, vroom. There's all the plants. We'll water them. Hopefully the garage finishes soon. Generator's looking fine. Every time I say movie night, by the way, I always think of the Venture Brothers on movie night. Sharky's Machine. It is amazing how much that episode early on in the Venture Brothers. It's literally like episode 2. The one that's about Gargantua, the space station. Phantom Spaceman, all that, the problem, the light that keeps flickering. It's amazing how much that episode is like relevant and important to the overarching plot of the Venture Brothers. As time goes on, there's just more and more and more ways in which that episode matters. And in particular, I really like how offhandedly movie night is mentioned. And then, like, I don't know if you've ever read the series of unfortunate events, but it kind of feels like it has a similar vibe, in that like the series of unfortunate events always talks about the schism and the Sugar Bowl, right? And how important the Sugar Bowl was, and the division of VFD and all of that. And we never really get to talk directly about what's up with the Sugar Bowl or what happened during the schism or any of that stuff. But they feel like very similar events. Movie night and the schism. I don't know. Don't really have too much else to say about that. Hey, did you read Series of Unfortunate Events when you were a kid? I sure did. I read them all. I remember when the last 2 books came out when I was a kid. When the penultimate peril came out and then finally the end. Wowee. That was a big event in my world. I really liked the penultimate peril. I kind of liked all of them, to be honest. And the end, I had mixed feelings about as a child. And obviously my memory of it is kind of foggy because, I mean, I haven't read it since I was like, what, a 6th grader, a 7th grader, something like that. But looking back on what I can remember of it now as an adult, I feel like it was probably like just about the best ending you could have asked for the Series of Unfortunate Events. I think, I mean, spoilers for however many year old children's novel series now. So plug up your ears, mute the stream for a second. I won't talk about it for too long. I'll go like this when we're done talking about Series of Unfortunate Events spoilers. But I feel like childhood me was really upset at the time that we ultimately like don't really get to learn much of anything. Like, we really don't really truly get to find out like what for sure happened to the Baudelaires. What for sure is VFD? What for sure is the skid? We get a lot of likely answers to a lot of stuff. We never find out what's up with the sugar bowl or what's inside it or why or any number of other things. But you know, the best thing about Series of Unfortunate Events is the mystery. And as a kid, I don't think I was satisfied with that. But as an adult, I'm sort of happy now looking back to be like, yeah, you know, that was the best way it could have unraveled. Anyway, I don't know. Shake up and down to be like, no spoilers, no spoilers. We're done with spoilers, we're done with spoilers. There's a barrel. It's 14 o'clock. Let's head on into town. We can get 2 more tires. Can we get... Well, you know, I forgot there was a barrel back there. I'm driving like crazy. We can get 2 more tires. Should we bring the rims in? We'll do it some other time. Or should we do it now? We'll do it some other time. See, where my head was at was I kind of want the Koenig to look shitty. And all I have are the nice new rims. So I don't really want to bring that in. I don't want to put the new tires on new rims and then put the new tires and new rims on the shitty car. I want to take the old, crappy, beat-up piece of shit rims and I want to put the tires on that. We have access to the scrap Koenig, by the way, which is something I'm thinking about. And we should try to get that functioning. I don't remember what all it needs, but it's going to be a lot. It's going to need a lot of work. We can put the crappy engine we have. It might literally just be a clapped out like chassis. It might literally have nothing on it. But I hope it has some rusted body panels. I want more rusted body panels. I don't know if you're able to make more rusted panels. But if we're able to, I'd like to make an entirely rust vehicle. Look at all these. We got all these. Boom. I don't know if it matters, but these are not full. So, you know, in real life, we'd expect them to have a lot less inertia. I have no clue. It feels like the physics is... They feel lighter. When I put them in the truck doesn't move, like, hardly at all. Whereas if I put a full barrel in, the truck definitely moves a lot more. So... I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to buy anything. Let's go find an exhaust manifold. And maybe a tire or two. Fill up the gas can. We can do that as well. I'm like, I've overshot this gas pump so many times. I'm like, really? Ooh, that was kind of nice. We gotta fix the frickin' brakes on this thing. The brakes on this thing suck. I'm starting to think the Scrap Koenig has absolutely nothing in it. We might have to bring literally a whole car's worth of parts over to the Scrap Koenig to get it to work. Which would be fine. We're going to have an engine. We're going to have an intake. We're going to have an exhaust manifold. We scrapped some other stuff that we honestly should have kept if we were going to put all of our clapped out shitty things in it to limp it home. But whatever, you know, hindsight's 20/20. We don't have any syrup cans to hand out, but we'll say hi to Jacques. Hello, Jacques.
Hey, hein, fais-tu assez beau avec un peu aujourd'hui? Yes,
I
sir.
could end up
Merci
needing
d'être
some of
venu.
this.
Bonne
You know
journée.
what I mean? I could end up needing the exhaust, or some rotors, or some brake calipers, or... but just without seeing it and laying eyes upon it, which again, I bet you we're going to open the gate and it's going to be literally just a frickin' literally just a chassis is what I'm expecting now that I'm thinking about it. But I'd still rather see it and go, oh, okay, this is the situation, and then, you know, come all the way back. Even if it means I end up driving twice. It's better than buying a whole bunch of stuff that I don't need. And hello, Roger. I'm here for 2 more off-road tires. And potentially, that's not a good idea. Potentially an exhaust manifold. I don't think we can afford it. I'm thinking about it now, and I don't think we can afford it. $500 bones. I don't think that's an exhaust manifold, buddy. It just barely is. Okay, never mind. And an exhaust manifold too, please. All right. Wow. We're doing that very satisfying StarCraft thing where we're making literally every single dollar work for us. Pretty sweet. So we got our tires all taken care of. We need to put them on rims. Like I said, I want to... Oh god, this is not good. All right, yeah, we'll roll them over there. Perfect. Did we just dump one? I think we just dumped a barrel. No, we didn't. It's really sketching me out. All right, we got our tires. We need to put them on rims. I want to put them on the rusty rims, though. Which is why I didn't just take rims in with me to, you know, get them all put together now. Because I got to take all the tires off. And it's okay, because, like, I got to rip that old steering rack out anyhow. And then we'll add some ride height to the Koenig. However much ride height we need to get clearance for the off-road tires, because they do look larger than the tires I'm already using. Looks like they're going to fit the same rim, of course. It just looks like there's kind of a much thicker tread on them, which is probably going to scrape the wheel well. Did we make it home with all 6? We sure did. Okay. If it's lit, it's just barely. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back up into the good temperature range. We'll put a barrel right in here. Get bottling. How we doing? Yeah, we're capped as fuck. Shit. Shit is how I feel about that. Okay. Home sweet home. Tire sweet tire. We'll just chuck it in there. And we'll just chuck this one in there. 1 exhaust manifold, please. Get our ranch. And we'll yank this old piece of shit out. And that should be all the bolts on the exhaust manifold. Gimme. Excellent. Put the shiny new one in. And it's engine bay, right? So, well, we already got rusted bolts and other stuff. We'll clean it up later. I'm breaking promises I said I was gonna keep. But frankly, I just want this in now. This is a pretty good build for this Koenig. This is not the be-all, end-all of how high this can be tuned in terms of performance. I think I've spoken to that earlier in another episode, so I don't know how much I'm repeating myself here. But we have one of the you have 2 choices in an engine for the highest grade engine. And we have one of the 2 choices in highest grade engine. And the accessory parts around it are all pretty mid-grade, is what's going on here. So we're unbolting the steering rack. We're going to try to deal with it. It would be delightful if we could just rip that out now. You're kidding. This game is silly. Can I put it in, though? No, that is silly. I thought we were going to have to... You're kidding. I thought we were going to... Okay, well, I mean, it should come as no surprise that it don't work like that in real life. You can't just do that in real life. Is this the old blown-out ABS module? Yes, that is. Which makes a guy wonder, where did I put that other ABS module that we bought? Yes, it is. Did I just chuck it in here? Yes, I did. Oh, baby. So now we'll tell the computer to give us, like, I don't know, to give us, like, a 4 on traction control. The ABS intensity is, like, we'll put it on, like, a 6. We'll play around with that. We may hate it later. Okay. We can go to the Koenig, and we can just bring stuff we'll know we'll need. There's going to be plenty of stuff we just know we're going to have to get, right? I don't know if we'll go now. Like, this is all stuff we're just going to have to take to the Koenig. As well as probably these wheels. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. We have a steering wheel. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the sugared shack. We need a front bumper on this bad boy. Do we have one? Oh my god, we do have one. What am I doing? This whole time I could have a front bumper. I don't know if there's any screws in the middle here. Oh no, the toe angle got reset. Let me check my notes here. We have to go back to the furnace after this. So the toe angle for the front is going to be +1. Excellent. Wow, you get an angle kit with this shit. Crazy. Camber and all that looks great. Alright, cool. Beautiful. We gotta go check on the furnace now, which is definitely not running how we want it to. Well, it's still smoking. It's a good sign. Alright, where are we at? Almost empty. 2, 3, 4. That's a full barrel. Excellent, excellent. We'll drink. That looks good. Well, hold on. Because we can get a couple cans of syrup going here. No, I did it again. Ah! Okay, so when the can is full, E is the consume can button. But when the can is empty, E is the take the can out of the container button. So I have to hit... Okay, whatever. 3 is fine. So the fact that the button changes depending on whether or not the can is empty or full makes me accidentally consume syrup all the friggin' time, dude. I'd love to go... Excuse me. I'd love to go out to the Scrap Koenig right now, but I don't think I can. Ooh, some of the plants need to be watered, it looks like. Is that right? Yes. Yes, it is. But yeah, I don't really have time to go out to the Scrap Koenig right now, so I can't do that. No poutine. Good to know. No poutine. Okay. Good to know. Well, fuck a duck. Let's take the wheels off while we wait to leave for the carboys. So there's one. Ta-da. Riveting gameplay. You like this? You like watching me just take bolts off in silence? Good radio, right? Pretty good radio. I don't know. I mean, like, I've talked about this before in other episodes. I like talking, you know? I enjoy talking to myself, and I hope it's entertaining and all that. But also, this is a game I'm just playing for myself to have fun, right? So I don't feel that obligated to, like, to really be super entertaining all the time. Though I hope that I am entertaining. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm trying to be boring or anything like that. But, like, you know what I mean? If you're here, it's opt-in. This isn't a side hustle. It's not a business. I mean, if you weren't here, I'd still be here. And you know that's true because you're not here. And I am still here. Am I right? Like, that just adds up. Why am I loading these? I don't need to load these. I have to come all the way back anyway. It's not like I get to use the tire machine when I go to see the Carboys. What am I doing? Let's check the furnace one more time and then we'll go immediately to the Carboys. We gotta go pick up our third car. It's not gonna be ready. We're not gonna be... even if we did unlock, I don't remember. What's the friendship at Antoine at? It's at 31. So no, we're not getting it tonight. We're getting it very soon, actually. But even if we were getting the hatchback tonight, we wouldn't be ready to work on it anyhow. Too much money. Too much money to keep up with all these cars. And I don't know, I guess one more. We're gonna stare at the pump for one more pump. There it is. We'll take the barrel in with us. And I think we're gonna have to haul ass a little bit because I want to be in bed soon so that I can sleep my hunger away. Because I do not have poutine. Vroom vroom. Whoa, whoa. Oh, Carboys. Oh, Antoine. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is hatchback, I believe. I want to say hatchback is at 35, friendship. With our dear friend Antoine.
Salut!
Right, we don't have to talk to you anymore. Do people sit outside? No, they don't. I was like, what the heck? Remember when we were scared of these curbs? Remember when we were scared of these curbs? Because they would just fuck you up. Those days are over. Now that we have the truck. Does that count as marking your bingo cards for talking about why the truck is good? I don't know. I do not know. Okay, now we gotta go to bed because we gotta sleep our hunger away. And good golly, we have to hope that we can make it all the way to noon when the snack shack opens so we can buy some more poutine. We might die of hunger tomorrow. Kind of an oversight on my part. Thought maybe I had some. Oh, I have some in here. Lol. Everything's fine, actually. Well, that's nice. I'm glad we don't have to die tomorrow. I do appreciate not dying. You know what I mean? Oh, we're sliding. This thing is so fun to drive. Uh-oh. Don't go like that, though. Dude, nothing gets this thing down. I love that you can get some air right there, too. That's fun. Ah, we almost killed the reservoir. Pretty good. I wonder what that was on the to-do list that we just got. Oh, it was probably finished. Oh, it was probably finished building the garage. Oh my god, it was probably because it just rolled over to another day. Oh my god, it was a totally finished building the garage. Let's go see it in the dark. There it is. Oh my god. The garage. Baby. Oh, yes. Can we take the creeper out? I'm glad we can. Oh, wait, we don't even need this because the wheels are off now. Lol. I was like, we'll just wait till the garage is... We could have just taken the wheels off the whole time. That's kind of funny. It is kind of funny that I did it this way. Why can't I adjust you? You know what I mean? What's wrong with you? There it is. It's just not very clickable. Okay, weird. Spring forces are default. That's what we want, right? No, we want 40 and 50. Okay. Bump and rebound. Camber is going to be -2 degrees on the back. And we'll tow in a little bit. Where's the tow on the back side? Am I crazy? It's that little guy right there, right? I can't click on him. There we are. -1 tow there. Beautiful. And then the bump and all that should be just fine. Yeah, 25. 25. Okay, sick. There's the diff. Got a rusty ass diff in there. We gotta change that thing eventually. Yeah, let's go to frickin' bed. That'll make it through the night. Tomorrow's a new day. The truck is idling. The lights are on. It doesn't matter, but whatever. Grab some barrels if they're done. Then we're taking the wheels into town. And then I'm thinking it's a scrap Koenig day. We want to go see what that blown out Koenig in the scrapyard has got for us. I know it has... It's got to have some parts. I feel strongly like it has something. I don't think it's literally just a chassis. But I do know that it is by far not functional, and it's going to take like a lot of stuff to work. That's 75% of the way full. And we don't have another we're ahead of the game. We're ahead of the game, baby. We're ahead of the game. Ahead of the curve. And the evaporator's filling up, and it's heating up. Like, alright, sick. Anything in the lost items? Yeah, piece of maple. Don't get it twisted. Let's go take the wheels into town. Get them all fitted. Bring the wheels back. Check the furnace again. Scrap Koenig time. That's the order of operations today. We're just going to quickly check the plants. This would be the one that would be harvestable, but it's not ready. They're all watered. They're all watered. Okay. I want me tires. want me rusty wheels. Finally get out of these winter tires, am I right? We'll fill up the generator real quick here, and then we're taking off. We'll be back with tires for the Koenig. And that'll be thrilling. I wonder, does the scrap Koenig need a differential as well? Because if it needs a differential, I bet you it needs a bunch of stuff I don't have. And we're a little short on Monday, but Sunday's coming up soon. Sunday is coming up soon. And when that comes around, we'll get whatever we need to get the second scrap Koenig down to our neck of the woods. Alrighty, so first of all, I remember doing this and it's kind of annoying. I think one time I brought the wheelbarrow down here in the truck to make this process a little easier on my last playthrough. And you know what? Maybe I'll do that in the future. Because you gotta take everything in one at a time. You know, I think there's a tire machine you can use for free at the scrapyard, but I didn't think to use it. And also, it might have been less convenient. We gotta let the air out. We gotta let the air out. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No. Do you sell the tire thing here? You don't. I have to go buy another one from the gas station, brother. I do like the message. There's way too much pressure in that tire. Want to die? That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. You know what would have been kind of funny, though? I might have enjoyed it if they just let you blow up. What if that was a fail state, you know? You try to use a tire changer on a tire that's too inflated, and you just fucking, like, explode. It's a frag grenade. You just explode right then and there. Be kind of funny. Hey, Jacques. You know, I got maple syrup for you, man. Here, man. Alright, give me a second tire pump for $40. I don't even need it. I'm gonna scrap this, dude. I'm gonna straight up scrap this later. Wait, fucking, why am I looking at any of this shit? Get out of here. I wish the truck had more customizable stuff. That's a wish list for me, that the truck had more customizable stuff in it. I know that if I do this, I'm just going to end up with it in my lost item dumpster eventually. But you know what, Roger? For now, you just keep that one behind the counter, man. I'll be back for that maybe at some point. Riveting. Getting it done, we're getting it done, we're getting it done. There they are, my beautiful off-road tires. There was other stuff we were thinking about, but we can't even afford none of it, so let's not even think about it. We will be able to afford a lot of it soon, but not right now. We're gonna have a steering wheel for the Koenig. We need, like, probably brakes and let's just go take stock of the situation. We'll turn the furnace back on. Take stock of the situation. We got a whole bunch of winter tires. We're probably going to scrap them or recycle them, or I don't know. Wouldn't it be interesting if you could set tires on fire in this game? I don't think you can. We'll just quickly unload and then go to the furnace. Can we just do this? Okay, it is scrap at the scrapyard. Heard. We'll put it in the scrap pile there. I'm kind of loving how much uglier the off-road tires make the Koenig look. The Koenig is even uglier with the off-road tires, and I am living for it. Look at that. Oh, that's grody. That's yucky. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. We'll have a slick street drag racer with neon lights underneath it and everything. One day. For right now, we're just doing things yucky, though. Just yucky cars. Alright. Reservoir's looking pretty good. I don't think we're heading back into town. So, we're not going to load that barrel. We're going to go to the scrapyard. It might be kind of dark. Time moves quicker in this game than you think, and I'm starting to think that we don't actually have a ton of time. Not a whole lot of daylight left. But, like, that's okay. That's okay. We're kind of just going for reconnaissance. We don't need, like, a big, long work day. We just need information. So, was that 3? So we'll just get some information and be on our merry way. Let's load these scrap parts into the truck. Woo-hoo-hoo! Whoa! We're all the way off. All the way off-road there. Plants look okay. I mean, I just gave them a little glance as I went by. I mean, that's not very close to the stuff we need to pick up, but whatever. We'll just make do. Country girls make do. And an intake. And a steering rack. And whatever we don't need here, you know, whatever is not necessary, we'll just put it in the dumpster. And an exhaust manifold. Probably going to need a whole hell of a lot of bolts. So we'll bring a whole hell of a lot of bolts. Don't think I don't see you. A tire pump. We're going to need a tire pump. Hell, we'll need a tire pump back here, too. Shoot. You know what we should do? Before we bring that tire pump all the heckin' way out of there, we should do this real quick. Riveting gameplay. You know it. Boom, 32. Now the other side. Oh, we can't really read the dial like that. How about this? Nice. Okay, now we can safely put this right there. Another pack of bolts. A magnetic tray. We'll leave the magnetic tray of bolts for that here. A broken ABS module. Hell yeah. We'll put a broken ABS module in. The Scrap Koenig has tires. It does. I don't know if it has rims. But it has tires. I know it does. Because I just remember that it has all-season tires. I just know that it does. I don't know if it has a seat. We'll bring a seat. I don't know if it has a steering wheel. We'll bring a steering wheel. I don't know if it has a shifter. We'll bring a shifter. We don't even have a transmission to put in it, so it doesn't matter if we bring a shifter, really. What the heck is the grinder disc for? I don't know, but we'll bring some big boys. I want to put these headlights on this car, so we won't bring these over. And what the heck, we'll bring another pack of bolts, call it a day. Let's go say hello to the Scrap Koenig, see what's up. That road to the scrapyard's very, very bumpy. We'll have to be very careful once we make the turn off there. It'll be nice to fire the Koenig we have in the driveway up again, huh? Give that a drive, see what that's like. There's new tires, the suspension's adjusted, new exhaust, new exhaust manifold. The exhaust manifold shouldn't affect the power of the vehicle all that much, but in real life, a good exhaust manifold will get. Okay, we kept it all, and right here we can drop stuff here too. Nope. In real life, a new, better, more performance-oriented exhaust manifold will get you a couple horsies. It'll get you, 10, 20, maybe even 30 horsies if you're lucky. Just anything that you can do to make the car breathe easier. Because remember that the combustion engine is a big, tube, essentially, that is sucking air and blowing air. And you got to make sure that it can, as quickly and as powerfully as it can suck down air, it's also got to be able to blow it out the other side. And if you have buildup or inequality on either side, that's where you get a reduction in power. So the idea behind a better, more performance-oriented exhaust manifold is it allows higher flow of exhaust, meaning that there's not going to be a bottleneck on the other side, which would then result in a force pushing back on the engine, which obviously that reduces power. We don't want that. Imagine a kinked hose, So here we are. Oh, wow, it's painted and everything. I wasn't expecting that. And there's a steering rack. There are no tires. I am a lying liar who lies. I thought there were tires. But I know there's a set of scrap. I know for sure. Did we miss them? There's all-season tires somewhere. I know there is in the scrapyard. So where are they? Huh? Where are they, Jam John? Are they maybe in the tire pile? They're in the tire pile. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, and there's a buggy part. We'll do something with that later. Another all-season tire. In the earlier version of the game that I played, these tires were fucking broken. They were super good. In this version of the game now, they kind of suck at everything. Which, honestly, good. That's how all-season tires should be. We don't need a steering rack. I saw that it had a steering rack in there, right? Yeah, that thing sure does have a steering rack. And it's got like... It's got stock, like rusted suspension. No scratched up body panels like I was hoping to get. That's okay. So this is junk. Get this out of here. Give me my 40 bones back. Oh, I didn't bring the old winter tires. I could have scrapped them here. Oops. Engine. Have an engine, why not? There you go. Exhaust manifold. Have an exhaust manifold, why not? And an intake. You may have an intake as well. Amazing. We're gonna need bolts. We're gonna need bolts. We'll need bolts. We'll need bolts. We're putting this broken we're putting the broken ABS module in just for memes. Putting that there. Need bolts. We'll need a steering wheel. Boom. And we'll need to pump up all the tires. Which we'll do right now, I guess. No headlights on this thing, no taillights on this thing. Super, super, super not street legal, of course. So, okay, we need a muffler. Does it have a differential? I don't think it has a differential. No, it does not. It doesn't have a diff. It doesn't have a transmission. So, right now to get this to run, we need... Does it have shocks? It doesn't have shocks. I'm going to write this down. We're going to start a little notepad right here. Excuse me for a second here. New text document, baby. All right. So, we're writing it down. What do we need? We need 4 rotor. We need 4 wheel bearing. We need 4 calipers, 4 shocks. We need a transmission. We need a differential. We need... just to get it to run. I guess we could get headlight. No, we won't get any lights or anything like that. We just want it... We're just going to limp it out of here. We don't care. 4 rotors, 4 wheeling bearings, 4 calipers, 4 shocks, a transmission, a differential. And then that's it. We're driving. We're getting the fuck out of here after that, right? We're going vroom vroom after that, dude. So, okay. We'll keep that in mind. Let's just get these up to 32 here. We got our next shopping list. We'll come back. We'll retrieve the scrap cooning. We'll bring it back home. And then we'll have 2 cars to play with. Ooh. We can do 2 different builds. And then we'll build a hatchback eventually. And then look at me, I'll be the king of driving. Oh, and we can get a boat. Huh. All sorts of stuff we can get. Sun's going down. One more. We'll probably put the Prinz engine in this one. The Scrap Koenig, when we eventually make it nice, we'll probably put the Prinz engine in it. Because the Prinz engine has better, like, acceleration. It has more horsepower. You can rev it higher. It just has less torque. And so we'll make, like, this one. We'll make this Koenig over here. This one's going to end up being... It'll start out being kind of a daily driver, like mostly stock sort of build. But we'll end up making it like the street racer. This will be like the track day car. We're going on a track day. And then the other Koenig will be like our burly, hanging out, off-roading, lots of torque so we can handle weird terrain sort of car. So, yeah. We'll just close that there. We don't need that anymore. I wonder if it doesn't let us close when there's items in there. Okay, cool. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. We'll just put these this way, and we'll just remember to be a good boy. Well, let's put them closer to the... We'll be a good boy, so we won't lose them. Oh shit, a need for maple syrup, huh? Huh. Well, now isn't that interesting? I do believe we can get home in time for that need. Gotta keep an eye on that buggy part there, because it did immediately just go where I didn't want it to go. Can't really be helped. These roads are rather fucky. Around this bend, this is where the two bumps are, where you can really lose stuff. They're like right along this bend here, or no, hold on, we have to go around one more turn, I think, before we get to the two dreaded bumps of doom. I remember them from previous playthroughs. When we snake right here, and then it's like... That's one. That's one, we didn't lose it. And that's two, we didn't lose it. Okay, cool. My guy is not enjoying not having maple syrup. I think what's going to end up happening is that we're going to have to turn on the evaporator to get maple syrup. And hopefully we make it in time. Should be okay. I think it's going to be okay. I personally think we've got plenty of time. We still got him. Ah, shit. Okay, fire it up. Fire it up, I'm thirsty. You know what I could do? I could do this. That time I drank that one intentionally, huh? What about that? That's character development. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's take the buggy part home. Okay. I could see the carboys. Why didn't I buy poutine, dude? What am I thinking? Where's my head at? Where's your head at? Wow. Up 2. Crazy. Crazy talk on that one. No cannabis is ready, and that's fine. I could drive into town and see the carboys. The thing is just that I don't really feel like doing it. I don't really feel like it is the problem. I guess I could have screwed in the, I could have screwed in the wheels on the other Koenig. That way I could take that thing for a drive. That's the only thing waiting to be done on that other Koenig, is I just gotta screw in the wheels to take it for a spin. Crazy. Bolt those suckers on. God, that's a lot of syrup to chew through tonight. I bet I can get up there if I drive the truck closer. Anyways, let's... I'm goofing around. Let's bolt the wheels on. Alright, let's do it. I gotta look something up real quick. I gotta know, can I make parts rusty? Oh. Okay, yeah, you can. You can make things rusty. I'm gonna look one more thing up here. Okay, and the grinder disc is a frickin' steering wheel, dude. Pretty nuts. Yeah, we're gonna rust the heck out of this car. Make it look all crunchy. Oh, baby. You know, for old time's sake. For old time's sake. Go make a delivery in the Koenig. You know? Okay, so the bucket seat doesn't appear to have collision like the other seat does. So it's not good for holding barrels in. Rip. Let's just go, yeah, it's struggling. Doesn't have as much... What are we caught on? I was gonna say, it doesn't have as much clearance as the truck does. Especially because we put it kind of low to the ground. But it was feeling great when we were going. Come on, man. Come on. We are so stuck on something, it is not even funny. Okay, whatever the fuck that was, I hate it. It's because we made it so low to the ground. But whatever. Whatever. We're just here to load the furnace and get the hell out of my life. We probably should not have brought this thing over here. We probably should not have brought this low ass Koenig all the way over here. We should probably give it some ride height. But you know what? I don't want to do it right now. So let's hope we don't bottom out again. It's already pretty low to the ground, and then we also loaded it with barrels, which are holding it down even lower. So that's just, you know, beautiful. That's what we in the business call a beautiful. Jesus. We're in first gear, and this thing has got zip already. Whoa, hey, oh, but I can tell it's handling really good. Okay, let's go. Holy Jesus, 120. Feel in control. I do feel in control, though. Oh, that was so... We almost lost it, dude. Didn't drift quite how we thought we were gonna. That's fine. Come on now, quit doing whatever it is you're doing. Fucking thing. I love you. Yeah, that's fun. That is just fun. Look at that, though. That's not right. Go up to like 25, right? On the off-road tires. This is the one fucking tire that I cannot... Oh, hold on. You just got to do it through the trunk, naturally. Here, we'll cut the ignition, we'll sleep here. Well, hold on. I want to show off at the car, boys. We won't race. Oh shit, we almost died to anxiety because I was showing up. What's up, cowboys? I'm backing down. Oh, I can lose friendship by exhaling smoke in people's faces. My bad. I'm a dummy. Of course that would be a thing. Dude, today I freaking learned. Alright, well the car boys were seen. We're just gonna rip this fat doinker and go to bed, you know, as the kids say. I don't know why I think I was just looking at... That made it look like I did it again. It made it look like I was kind of serenading myself with a big weed cloud to go to bed in. And maybe that is what the kids are doing. I don't know. Can we buy our whole ass shopping list? No, we absolutely cannot. I don't feel like picking up the barrels right now. We got out of the road, so there's no funny business. Let's get some of the stuff from our shopping list. We want 1 brake rotor. We want 2 brake rotors. We want 3 brake rotors. We want 4 brake rotors. Man, brake rotors are so cheap. They're so cheap. They're not this cheap in real life, let me tell you. We can get $99 calipers, or we can get $200 calipers. Hear me out. If we get these, it's actually future-proofing the whole situation. Because we're going to eventually have to put the performance ones in the car anyway. Get our bearings. I just love how it looks, dude. That's a piece of shit right there. We need an exhaust for the dang thing. We also need a transmission. We can't afford it. I'm not carrying an exhaust in the Koenig, though, I tell you what. Is that a bus? Yeah, that's a bus. So bearings, I guess we'll probably just buy like 3 calipers. We can't afford the 4th. That's the situation. 3 calipers and we cannot afford the 4th right now. Seems to be. And we got to come back here on Sunday, I guess, to get the differential. And yeah, it's going to be kind of funny putting the performance calipers in the scrap Koenig, but like, it just doesn't make any bit of sense at all in my mind to... Oh, fuck, with our last $5, we need to go buy some poutine, which is not open yet. Shit. Okay, well, we'll be right back with a barrel, I guess. In the meantime, I guess I'll just have fun driving. Turn our lights off. Regain control, regain control, regain control. We did it. Come on, we're still all over the fucking shop. Alright, cool. That back end, when it wants to go, it wants to fucking go. The ass on this thing wants to slide, and you gotta really fight to control it sometimes. Just fucking cruising at 140 kilometers. No big deal. Bam, that was a hard collision. Good thing there's no damage. And also, that wasn't anxiety-inducing at all for my character for some reason. Well, dude, this thing's fun as hell to drive for sure. We did a good job, I think. I did slam it low to the ground at first because I kind of forgot that this was an off-road build. What to do? Let's just leave all this junk in here for now. Just leave all this stuff in here for now. And we'll go back to the scrap Koenig later. For now, we're doing chores. It's chorin' time. We gotta grab a barrel or two, head into town, make a little money, eat some poutine. Okay, less than halfway on the reservoir, not bad. And I think we will do the cannon trick here to just take care of maple syrup now. Barrel like so. And off we go to deliver a barrel of maple syrup. Was there not another one to deliver? I guess not, because we already took the 2 in the Koenig. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, well, we'll just try to be snappy. Try to be kind of lickety-split. And you know, if we just get poutine, we can afford our 4th caliper. Isn't that funny? We'll have like $1.73 and change afterwards. And I mean, talk about making every single dollar work for you, am I right? Then after that, it's just going to be transmission and a differential. We'll put the limited slip differential in the Koenig, and I mean the one we got at home, and then we'll take its old rusty ass blown out diff and we'll bring that over to the scrap Koenig, and the transmission we'll just get it a manual, which, you know, you're looking at like, between those 2 parts, you're looking at like $5,000, maybe 5.5. So that's going to be the majority of our paycheck on Sunday. But we should still have some spending money left over after that. I mean, I think we'll have a couple thou left over after that. And I don't know what exactly we'll do, but we'll need to buy more brake calipers for this guy, because I'm tired of, I mean, look at how soft these brakes are. I am so tired of not being able to stop in the truck. We need to do, and you know, I'd like to do kind of a similar deal. Ooh, hold on, the trooper. I've never seen you there before. What do you mean wheel it? I was going speed limit. Oh, well, nothing popped up, so. All right. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right. Take these all back. What? That just wasn't true. The needle was there. It was at 50. You telling me I'm doing 73? Video game? I disagree. It really sucks to be, like, intentionally throttling your speed to try and avoid the ticket. And to still fucking get it anyways. I'm really calling bullshit on that one. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? It's all good. It's all good. Oh, no, we got gas and fucked everything up. Oops. I was mad, so I got gas because I noticed the gas can was empty. Okay, well, we may as well go all the way then. We got gas and fucked everything up. Because we weren't going to have hardly any money to spare. I guess we'll get poutine. Man, fucking cops, man. That's gonna be an A-cab from me, dog. Maybe we can get an ECU? I don't know if it needs an ECU to fire up. Let's just not bother. We gotta come back here on Sunday anyway. Whatever. Oh man, we might have lost a barrel. I was just kind of flooring it. I wasn't even thinking. I'm sitting here stewing. I'm just thinking about the cop. No, we have all of them, I think. That looks like 5. Ooh, I do not want to waste the day tomorrow. But at the same time, I'm really tempted to just, like, try and skip to Sunday as quickly as I can. Because I want that Sunday money. I was gonna deliver this barrel right here, this one, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know if I actually am gonna be able to deliver that barrel without accidentally getting another ticket. I don't think I'm capable of it. So okay, don't do that. So I think we're actually just gonna hold on to this barrel for the whole weekend, because I just don't want another ticket. We usually make 6 barrels over the weekend. Here's the 6 barrels right here. We got them. This will be 7. It's fine. Well, that's unfortunate. How are we looking there? Alright. Fine. Fine. Okay. Okay. I have a feeling a bunch of weed could be done. A bunch of weed might be ready to go. That sure does look like a bunch of weed that could be ready to go. Gotta start making this money back somehow. Squirt. Well, some potatoes are definitely done. Some cannabis is also definitely done. Tadar. Alright. Give me that one. Wow, 64 on this one. It's kind of an annoying thing about potatoes is you get anywhere between like 1 and 60 something from each potato plant. I'm sorry, you get between like 40 and 60 something from each potato plant, which makes it kind of annoying to harvest them because, I mean, you get anything over 50 and you go, geez, I don't want to overcap. Sometimes I just don't even bother with it and I just let myself overcap because fuck it, they're potatoes, they're not very good anyway, you know? But, I don't know. I don't know. Cannabis time. This shit is exponential, dude. We're like gonna get so many seeds now from all these. So we definitely had some ready to harvest, but it wasn't as many as I thought we were gonna have. Damn, dude, but in 5 plants we got 4 seeds. That's crazy. I mean, in 5 plants we got an excess of 4, is what I'm trying to say. Nuts. This is another big pack. I'll roll a big pack. Check the furnace. I'd like to change the headlights. That'd be good on the off-road Koenig. Should we go all the way up? I feel like we should go all the way up on the off-road guy here. Get even more clearance from all this nasty stuff. I mean, if we're truly trying to make this be the off-road boy, right?
getting that body off the ground as much as we can is how we're going to do it. Headlights. Should we check the Sugar Shack? It's still going. Probably not that strong, but it is still going. That's one headlight. That's two. Let's put the off-road headlights on. We're probably going to need to take this bumper off. I think the bumper is going to catch on stuff. We'll probably want to take any side trim pieces we can take off. I don't know if this skirt comes off, but we'll probably want to take that skirt off. This rear bumper too. But hey, we got two stock headlights for the scrap Koenig now. And we got to get new tail lights for this thing eventually. So, something to consider there. Hello? Why can't we bring the... Hello? There we go. Okay, that was weird. Alright, now let's go check on the, we'll go check on this guy over here. Still about halfway. Boom. Alright, cool. I think tomorrow is going to be a big weed harvest day for us. Pretty sure on that one. Had this forever. Let's get the big old friggin' crazy ass bumper on this thing. Just looking for a couple things to do to pass the time, you know? And this right here is the goodest thing as anything. Want the big crazy bumper on this thing. We're gonna make the truck look insane. I said it earlier, but I love to make the truck look just like a big obnoxious, like imagine like a 7-year-old with like their favorite like toy, like plastic toy truck. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do to this thing. I mean, look at that. Whew. That's crazy. I gotta say though, the classic, like, traditional bumper is kind of iconic. So we'll keep it. We're probably gonna change things around for aesthetics every now and then. Yeah. This is like a big steel beam on the front of the truck now. I think it's very, very funny. We won't get rid of this. We'll keep it. We'll keep it there. Oh my god, I've never seen that. What is the purpose of the scale? Maybe it's for testing how much stuff sells. That is honestly funny. Oh my god, that got me. Completely just completely taken by surprise on that one. That's awesome. I mean, it's rude as hell, but it's so absurd, you know? The scale that all it does is call you fat. That's funny. Oh, jeez. I am fat. And I don't know. People can be rude about it. Sure, that's a fat thing, right? But, like, I don't care. You know? I'm so beyond caring about anything about it. I mean, it's fine. Everything's fine. Whatever. Yes, I'm fat. And I'm a million other things, too. Like, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you can be, you know, mobile. You want to be able to move your body around. That's for sure, because that just gets harder as you get older. So I hope you spend some time keeping your mobility. That's important. I exercise. I lift weights. I do some cardio, mild cardio, admittedly, but enough to keep, you know, the old ticker ticking. And I'm fat, and I think all of those things are just kind of fine, you know? What's really important in life is maintain your independence, maintain your self-image. Everything else is secondary. And when I say maintaining your independence, I mean, you know, keep your health in a place where you can keep being you, you know? Because no one wants to lose the ability to do the stuff they want to do. Know that health gets tougher as you get older. And it just keeps getting tougher. So, at all ages, at all stages in your life, you should be doing the best you can to keep yourself as fit and able to move around and, you know, keep your muscle mass up, especially as you near the age 30. From 30 and onward, all sexes, all genders, you know, all body types, you just start losing muscle mass progressively as you get older and older and older and older. You kind of naturally, without even having to do anything for it, you just kind of build muscle mass as you're young, up till about 30, and then it's a gradual decline from there. So if you want to keep the muscle mass, and you want to, you know, keep your mobility, and you want to be resistant to diseases like diabetes. A lot of people think that diabetes solely has to do with your weight. That's not true. You can be skinny as hell and incredibly type 2 diabetic. And similarly, you can be really, really fat, and you can also not be even a little bit diabetic. Diabetes is primarily a hormonal problem. It has to do with your body's resistance to a hormone called insulin. I know we all know this in layman's terms. I hesitate to explain the nitty-gritty of what diabetes is to everyone because, it's a very prevalent disease, which is very sad because it really is a truly horrible degenerative disease that really does just get worse and worse and worse and worse the longer you have it. And it really, really, really can mess up pretty much every organ in your body. And so you don't want diabetes. Once you get it, it's pretty much impossible to get rid of it. But the good news is that if you have diabetes and if you do a good job managing it, you can essentially forestall and prolong the issues caused by diabetes for essentially forever if you do a good job of managing diabetes. But to get back to skinny or fat, diabetes, that whole thing, the biggest problem with diabetes, because it's a hormonal disease, is you need to be able to affect how your body can respond to the insulin hormone. We loaded these even though we didn't need to load these barrels. And the problem, the trend between the fat people and diabetes and skinny people not really having it, blah, 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 comes from the fact that fat tissue is not very sensitive to insulin in of its own. So if you have a lot of fat, you have a lot of tissue in your body that doesn't really respond all that well to insulin. And that's a problem. That in of itself is a problem. If that's where you're coming from, you just have a lot of fat, you don't really have anything else going on in your life, that can predispose you to diabetes. That's tricky. But the good news is that muscle, getting back to muscle now, muscle is a tissue that is really, really, really incredibly responsive to insulin. So you can be really quite fat, but also have a pretty significant musculature and not really be at risk for diabetes, which is great. So I definitely recommend keeping some muscle on for that reason. Another diabetic thing that helps if you're worried about developing diabetes because you have some of the risk factors, but you maybe don't have some of the other things working for you. You go, well, I don't really have a lot of muscle and I do have a bit of fat and my diet is kind of high in sugar and I have a history of other hormonal problems. Genetics affect a lot of stuff too. It's important that we talk about that. Genetics affect quite a bit of pretty much everything. And it's important to keep in mind that what's true for one person's physique is not necessarily true for another person's, and it can be tricky. Medicine is statistics, so we work on big picture trends. But big picture, I say we like I'm a healthcare professional. I've studied some medicine. I am not an authority in the medical field, so I shouldn't say we. But medicine works on big picture trends, right? So it might be true that what they say for most people is accurate, in the statistics of big numbers and all of that. But when we kind of zoom in on individual people, you may buck many different trends. And that's just, genetics plays a big factor in that. But getting back to my original point, if you don't have a lot of muscle, but you do have a high sugar diet, you have hormonal issues, you have a lot of fat tissue, you have a family history of diabetes, a lot of other things are genetic components that predispose you to diabetes. Being an African American, black people, they have a higher chance of getting diabetes. There's other races too, I believe, that have it's just the gene pool, it seems, that they just that particular Bit of genetics there, has their own problems with that disease, and that's true. Each race has got their own thing that they have the right genes, or rather the wrong genes for, to kind of set them up with the chip stacked against them for a couple things. But to make my point I've been trying to make, your bones actually release a hormone that I cannot remember what the frickin' name of it is right now, and it's driving me crazy a little bit. But when you exercise, it stresses your bones in a good way. I mean, like, I'm not talking stress like they're anxious. I'm talking stress as in, like, kind of the engineering sense, kind of like the levers and forces and, imagine physics class, like that sort of stress. And when you apply force and you stress your bones, they release this hormone into your bloodstream that what it essentially does is it multiplies your body's sensitivity to insulin for a few hours, which is really, really nice, because what that means is that you can go on a walk here and there, or you can do a little weightlifting, anything that's just going to kind of apply some force to your body, get you moving around, get you being a little dynamic, right? And you work up a little bit of a sweat. You don't need a lot of muscle. You don't need a lot of other stuff at all to really reap the health benefits of this, but just kind of getting your bones to engage and move some weight around, and they're going to put that hormone out into your bloodstream that's really going to stabilize your blood sugar. Make that a habitual part of your life where you routinely walk and enjoy being active, and it doesn't even really matter what build you are. I'm just realizing right now, by the way, that the reservoir is completely dead because I just tried to drink from it, and there ain't nothing to drink, but we can drink a can. Hey-o. Make that part of your daily routine, and what you're going to find is no matter your build, no matter how fat or how skinny you are, you're going to have a severely reduced chance of getting diabetes. And I don't even remember how we began talking about diabetes, other than that I'm very interested in medicine and anatomy and the human body and the mechanics of how the human biology works. And I know it probably had something to do with the fact of me talking about that I'm fat. But yeah, there's your diabetes. Hey, here's an interesting thing that you may not know about diabetes. When I say interesting, it's kind of, it's kind of a little sad, because we are talking about a disease that sucks, right? But an interesting thing about it, in terms of a downside, a thing that it affects that people don't know necessarily that it does affect. And remember earlier that I said that diabetes negatively affects just about every single organ system in the body. The scariest one that it affects, by the way, is your kidneys. You're at a very high chance of developing kidney disease when you have diabetes. And it's because your kidneys weren't designed to filter all of this sugar out of your blood all the time. And it can really beat them up, and you don't want to beat up the filter in your kidneys. You only get one set of kidneys. They're not good at healing themselves. When your kidneys start going, well, you're kind of looking at dialysis or death sentence, unfortunately. But again, good news, manage your diabetes well. You won't worry about your kidneys failing or anything like that. But anyways, getting back to the one that I think is interesting, because it's not very obvious to a lot of people how diabetes can affect this, is your eyes. Your eyes are essentially two different pressurized spheres. The vast majority of the eyeball is one. I'm sorry, I gotta get away from this music, or I'm not gonna be able to pay attention and talk. the vast majority of your eyeball, imagine a big circle, what we think of as being the eyeball, is one of those pressurized spheres, and it's full of like a jelly. I think it's called vitreous fluid. We don't care about that. Vitreous fluid is basically a sealed, closed system. The floaties that you sometimes see in your vision are bits of protein that have broken off in that fluid that are flying by. Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. The other pressurized sphere in your eyeball rests right on top of the other pressurized sphere where the pupil is. So imagine like the vitreous fluid, that sort of cavity. Imagine that's an egg, right? It's an egg, and then we put like a little I don't know, like a little olive on top, like a little olive slice on top of the egg. That's the little pocket where the lens lives, and it's right on top of the pupil and the iris. And yeah, your eyes are not actually perfect circles. There's a little lump on top of them. We just don't notice it because that lumpy part is the part that faces forward and sits right in our eyelids and blah 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 blah. But anywho, that second pocket with the lens in it has a serous fluid. That means watery, some sort of watery fluid in it, and that fluid can actually change. Remember I said the vitreous fluid is like a closed system. It's like sealed off. Nothing can affect it. You're born with a certain amount of vitreous fluid. It's pressurized a certain sort of way. It just never, ever, ever changes, not once for anything. But the pocket that has the lens in it actually is not a closed system. It gets replenished. It gets changed out. It's an open system like all of the other fluids in your body, basically. And something that happens with diabetics is because they've got that high solute level in their blood, where they have all that blood sugar that they shouldn't have, it can lead to higher pressures in various different body fluids than people who don't have diabetes. Like, say, for instance, blood pressure. Blood pressure tends to be high on diabetics because for the same reason that salt, having a lot of salt in your diet, increases the fluid in your body and then makes blood pressure higher, sugar does the same thing. Well, sugar also actually affects this eyeball fluid that I'm talking about. And the lens that's within this pocket is like really, really, really flimsy. Like really flimsy. And how it's curved, whether it's concave or convex or flat or whatever, it affects the focus of your vision and how clear it is. So there are these little muscles that will flex that pocket to kind of correct your vision, to make things more focused when they're blurry because the lens is shaped inappropriately for the situation. But a problem diabetics have is that because their blood sugar changes so much, and because it goes up and down kind of to extremes that non-diabetics don't have, it means that they can develop vision problems that vary wildly throughout the day. Diabetics may need to have several pairs of prescription glasses, and they may need to have one prescription for when their blood sugar is low and another prescription when their blood sugar is high, maybe even a third blood prescription when their blood sugar is normal, just because that little lens in that pocket can really, really flex in a bunch of different ways when it's really not supposed to do that. And that's unfortunate, obviously, because, it's inconvenient. It makes it kind of hard to see. Who wants that? The good news is that it's not damaging to the lens or to the organ or anything like that. It's just kind of inconvenient. I learned that because I had a professor. Did I overcap the basket? Oh my God, I overcapped the basket because I was too excited to tell you about diabetes. I learned that because I had a professor that had diabetes that was teaching anatomy class, and he used his own glasses and prescriptions to demonstrate the phenomenon and give us a little talk about how the different parts of the eye work. And it definitely worked on me. I still remember a lot about the anatomy of the eye because of his experience that he shared with us. And he came to school every day, 3 different pairs of glasses. He'd start class in one pair of glasses. he'd have a snack halfway through class, because he's got to manage his blood sugar. And then, oh golly, where did I put these seeds? Then he changed to another pair of glasses, and then he'd be in yet a different one by the end of class, and I still did not dig enough holes. Okay, one more. Is it one more? Is it two more? Yeah, it's one more. Love that guy. I wonder what that guy's up to. That was one of the best professors I ever had. Samir Salty, if you're out there, sorry about the diabetes, but thanks for the class. Yeah. He made fun of me for being a smoker for the whole 4 classes. I took 4 classes with him, and he made fun of me for being a smoker the whole time. And then in the last week of Anatomy 4, he told me that he loves to smoke cigars in his garage. So he was just giving me a hard time, even though he's a frickin' tobacco user too. Samir, you got me. You're a good guy. You probably are a good guy. You're still going at it. I should check to see if you ever wrote that book you said you were going to write. I'll do that later. I was just talking about kidney damage, and with relation to diabetes, and it's got me thinking. The kidneys. Whew, that is my favorite organ system. The urinary system. Oh man, the urinary system is my favorite organ system by a long shot. I love the urinary system. It is fascinating. It performs such an important function. I mean, all of the organ systems are important functions. You kind of need all of them to live in some reason or another, or we wouldn't have them, right? Like, we don't evolve organ systems that do nothing for us. But, oh man, I think just the way the urinary system works, with its pressures and filters and its hormonal responses to things and the way it concentrates stuff, and I don't know. I think the urinary system is really, really, really cool. And the kidneys are probably my favorite organ. Bladder I can kind of take and leave. It's just not it's not that interesting. It's just a pouch, right? It just collects a fluid. That's kind of all the bladder does. And similarly, the other parts of the urinary system, the ureters that lead from the kidney to the bladder, it's just kind of like whatever, that's just plumbing. The urethra, whatever, that's just plumbing. But the kidneys, where the magic happens, the actual organs that manufacture urine and reclaim precious water and solutes and put them back into the bloodstream. The kidney, and also the kidneys do way more than that. They help regulate your blood pressure. They work in tandem with the heart to make sure the cardiovascular system functions properly. The kidneys are honestly based. I love them. I also love how the kidneys hate the heart. I know I just said that the kidneys work in tandem with the heart, and they absolutely do. But the kidneys also kind of have a rivalry with the heart. Because when shit starts going wrong and organ systems start failing and you start having problems that are life-threatening, the heart and the kidneys very rapidly develop different desires. The heart will want to keep blood pressure high and keep blood flowing and keep the body alive. And then in times of crisis, the kidney is usually overworked, about to blow, way too much blood flow through it, which is way bad for it. So the kidney will usually be trying to lower blood pressure and stop the heart, slow the heart when things are going bad. And obviously it's not great to have an organ that's trying to slow your heart down when things are not going well. But it's just, I don't know. We'd have to get into the mechanics of how each organ system works. I don't really know that we have the time for it here, but basically the kidney is a sieve that can only handle so much pressure going through it at a time, and the heart don't give a shit. The heart just wants to blow right through that. And so they can be at war with each other sometimes. I also really enjoyed embryology. Embryology is fascinating, just the study of how embryos develop and differentiate, turn into the different stages of gestation, from zygote to embryo to fetus. Really, really, really interesting watching the different organ systems emerge and develop. It really does give you that whole like miracle of life feeling, because it's from fucking nothing, man. I mean, the brain starts as a tube. The brain starts as a tube, dude. A tube. It's weird. How do we get a brain out of that tube? We do. We just fucking do. It's crazy. We finally killed all this pine, huh? Kinda nifty. Why am I walking these all the frickin' way out here one by one? What am I, crazy? It's probably time to prune, to be honest. I bet you there's a lot of trees that have saplings. Alright. I think we're gonna save. Kind of been at it for quite a while. But we've got the next episode all set up to be pretty exciting, I think, because, we're going to blow through Saturday when we play the next episode, and then Sunday's paycheck day. And then, we're going to finish the scrap Koenig, bring it over here, have 2 Koenigs to work on. That'll be thrilling. And then we'll just go from there. Maybe we'll start getting some Syrup Shack upgrades pretty soon. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll see. Wonder how much money we're going to make next time. Like what? $8,000? $820? 882? 84? Something like that? I don't know. But yeah, hey, thanks for watching Mindless Bazou. Have a good day if it's day. If it's night, have a good night. I hope you're doing something fun. If you're not doing something fun, then I hope whatever you're doing is over soon. If it's not over soon, I hope you hang in there. Just remember that everything ends, and that's a good thing. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.